I remember like when the first time I start my travel agency and my real estate business, I was a young and poor real estate agent. When we start the business, we start with empty hand, but we have a big vision. We want to be like, we need to be number one in a business we do. So when until now, it's like 22 years in the business, or more than like 90 years in the real estate business. I always tell my staff, my people, everyone, especially my son and my daughter, I tell them that when I start a business, I have nothing. Why we have nothing? Because my mom died very soon, and my father, he doesn't have money to support me, even for my university or my high school. So I need to make money from my Western high school. And then when we start the business, we don't have anything. We just have a dream. I always keep in my mind, I want to be number one in the business that I can do. And until now, in Cambodia, when we talk about real estate, more people they know me. They know me. Why they know me? Because 19 years in the real estate business. I was a young and poor real estate agent, and then we convert the business from real estate agent into valuation, management, investment, and now we are not a very big company, but we are the medium-sized real estate developer in Cambodia. And here is our project. It's a luxury project in Cambodia.
So speaking of the real estate business, can you tell us a little bit about how quickly the real estate business has grown in Cambodia over the last 20 years that you've been in business?
When we talk about real estate, let's say like it can be before the last 20 years. You know, Cambodia, we get the freedom. We get freedom from Khmer Rule like 44 years ago, even 1979. Up from the 7th January 1979, 10 years later, at that time, Cambodia very poor. And then in 1991, at that time, Cambodia, we talk about Cambodia United. Most of the party, they plan to join together, combine together to make a real united country. Until 1993, we have the first national election. July this 2 months, it will be like 30 years that we have the election. So we have the first election in 1993. You know, from 1993, the first time that we have foreign property buyer to Cambodia. Based on my experience, we know that the first foreigner who come to buy land in Cambodia is from Taiwan. Before 1993, we don't have foreign buyer. But from 1993, we have foreign buyer, and number one is from Taiwan. Until 1997, during that year, Taiwan buy a lot of land in Phnom Penh, especially land in downtown and land outside the Phnom Penh, main road in road number 3, number 4. Taiwanese, they buy a lot of land. So from 1997, at that time we have a small problem in the country. Okay, we don't know how you call, but because it's an event like 6 or 7 July 1997. Until that, till around 2000, the economic not good and the business not good, also real estate not good. But from 2000 until now, we have more and more foreign investor, foreign buyer, foreign developer that come into Cambodia. So real estate start growing. I can tell you from year 2000 until now, for the last 23 years, land price, some part in downtown they increased 5,000 times. Let's say like in year 2000, only $1 per square meter, but until now it can be 5,000 per square meter. It happened. Cambodia is one of the country that land price can increase like 1,000 times in the last 20 years. From year 2000 until 2010, at that time we have like, because we were a third world country, so most of the property demand for the property, usually office space and resident, for who? For NGO and OI, national non-government organization and the international organization. They come a lot. They come to help Cambodia. I remember from the year 2000 to from year 2000 2010. During that time, we have like clients from Europe, from Asia, and from other countries. Most of them work or run the NGO and OI. They need office space, they need apartment and more. But from year 2010 until 2015 is the best time. One of the best time that we have a lot of newcomer coming. We have people from, especially in 2007, 2008, we have investor developer from Korea, and then we have Taiwan, Korea, Japan, Asia, Singapore, Malaysia, Thai, Vietnam, more and more that come to invest and do business in Cambodia. The best time for the property development, because like I say, from year 1993 until 1997, during that 4 years, only Taiwanese they come to buy land and they keep. They just buy land, they keep. We call land banking, land investment. And from year 2000, 2010, only Westerner or Asian who run the NGO or OI, Organization International, they need office space and apartment to live. But from year 2010, 2015, we have more from Asian or Asia that come to buy land and keep. But from 2015 until now, we have developer. Not many people they want to buy land to keep from 2015 until now. When they buy, they only buy land and they build. They start to build like condominium, office space and hotel. So now you see in Phnom Penh now there are a lot of high-rise building and project plan because they buy the land 3 or 5 years ago.
So what was it like, during the pandemic? How was your company affected and what did you have to do to survive?
គម្រោងបុរីវិមានសំណាងជាបណ្ដុំវិឡាទល់ដ៏ប្រណិតដែលស្ថិតតាមបណ្ដោយមហាវិថីឈ្នះឈ្នះគម្រោងនេះបង្កើតឡើងសម្រាប់គ្រួសារអភិជនដែលមិនមែនត្រឹមតែជាកន្លែងស្នាក់នៅតែជាកន្លែងដែលផ្ដល់ជូនគ្រួសាររបស់លោកអ្នកនៅលក្ខណៈឯកជនភាពជាមួយនឹងសហគមន៍បែបធម្មជាតិរួមមានព្រែកធម្មជាតិនៅខាងមុខផ្ទះដើមឈើតូចធំសួនច្បារផ្កាចម្រុះពណ៌ជាច្រើនដែលផ្ដល់ជូននូវផាសុកភាពសម្រាប់ការរស់នៅចំណែកឯការរចនាម៉ូដផ្នែកខាងក្នុងនិងខាងក្រៅបានរចនាយ៉ាងពិសេសតាមបែប classic ឆ្លុះបញ្ចាំងឲ្យឃើញនៅជីវិតនៃការរស់នៅបែបស៊ីវិល័យដ៏សម្បូរបែបដែលនៅជុំវិញហ៊ុំព័ទ្ធទៅដោយផ្សារទំនើបល្បីៗសួនកំសាន្តតូចធំនិងពហុកីឡដ្ឋានជាតិមរតកដៃជោបុរីវិមានសំណាងជាលំនៅឋានបែបអភិជន
During that time, it was the most difficult time for everyone. Okay, not only us, but how can we survive? It's a good question, and I can tell you a lot of companies they get bankruptcy, they suffer from the crisis. It's not 1 year, 2 years. When we check about the world background on economic crisis, usually it happens like 1 or 2 years, but now it is 4 years. So not many companies can survive. But because like when we start the business with empty hand, so we start from very difficult times. And then we keep growing until we become developer. So during that time until now, of course we don't make much money. But because we have the experience, because we are the experienced one that grow from a difficult time. So the way we can survive, first we have to maintain our expense. Usually in my business, we are the experienced one. We have the fund to support for 2 years. I always keep cash flow, fund to survive for 2 years in case we cannot make a single dollar. They say like, if we cannot make a single dollar, we still can survive for 2 years. That's my strategy. And during the last 3 or 4 years, of course we don't make money, but we also don't lose money. Because we always use the right people for the right job. And I always motivate my people. Business does not belong to me. All business belong to everyone. You come here, if you treat the company as a guest house hotel for a short time, then you go back, you will lose your job and then you will not succeed. You come here, you treat this business company belong to you and it's your home that you can live for longer. So I always motivate our people put your life into the business. And for me, we start from nothing and then we try all the best we can. So anything we can do, make money, we do it legally. And I don't play around. Usually our team, we don't play around. We put everything into the business 100%. Before from real estate, we have a complete service in real estate. I own different company. We have the company to run the agency. We have company to run the valuation. We have company to run the management, investment and development. So we have, let's say we have 5 business, 5 company. Not all company lost money. Not all company earn money. But if we combine together year by year, we don't lose money. So during that kind of crisis, first, we had a fund to survive. Second, we still make money where other people cannot make because we don't have only one business. We have 5 business, A, B, C, D, E, E. So A, B lost, but C, D, E still make money. So even the 4 years until now, we are stubborn. One of the best story that I can do from the first time I started the business until now. 22 in the business, and even in the last difficult time, 4 years, we keep all people in the company. All people join us, we keep them all. We pay them well. That's the strength that we have done for our people. And we expect that everything will be better soon. Because difficult time, but we are strong enough to survive and make little profit. I think like next year or next 2 years, everything will be better and come back so that we can make big money soon.
So then, how do you think that the Prime Minister Hun Sen handled the pandemic? Do you think he did a good job for Cambodia?
He's my idol. He's the best in the best people in the world we see. During that time, you see a lot of countries they have problem, but Cambodia, Prime Minister Hun Sen handled it very well. Let's say like Cambodia is few country in the world that we can control the COVID well. More people they get the vaccine, and we get the COVID vaccine for free of charge. Of course, he's very smart. He can get the donation or gift from other country. During that time, a lot of countries they cannot get the vaccine. But Cambodia, we get enough vaccine from where? From China, from US, from Europe. They also support us. So in the warehouse, they have enough vaccine for the people. So what I think, we support him 100% because he have done the best job for Cambodia and Cambodian for the last 40 years plus. You know, when I was young, when I grow up until now, in my mind, I always remember, I all know that he's the leader of the country. So 44 years together, I am 44 years this year. So from the time I was born until now, he's the leader of the country. So my valuation for him, he's the best in Cambodia as well as Asia and the world.
So how has your company now done post-pandemic? Has it do you think things have recovered? Across the board.
But for us, we are lucky. We are lucky because lucky is not from anywhere but from us. We have the right leadership and the right people and the right business. All of people in our company, we put 100% into the business. All of us, we spend, we invest, we do everything only in the business. We don't focus in other things. I, my family, my manager and my boss, everyone, we put 100% of our time, our money and our resources into the business. So we are one of the few countries in Cambodia that make money in the difficult time. I think that from now compared to 4 years ago, we are much better than 4 years ago. A lot of companies that downgrade. But for me, we upgrade, and when we jump like 300 times for the last 4 years. Let's say like in 2018. In 2018, at that time, I was still like real estate agent, valuer, I do the property management and investment. But I start my real estate development in 2019. 4 years, I start my real estate development. Here is my second project. This is a very big project.
លោកអ្នកកំពុងស្វែងរកលំនៅឋានក្នុងបុរីដែលផ្ដល់លក្ខខណ្ឌបង់រំលោះសុទ្ធ 100% ដោយគ្មានការប្រាក់បង់រំលោះបានរយៈពេលយូរដល់ទៅ20ឆ្នាំជាពិសេសផ្ទះសាងសង់រួចរាល់ទិញភ្លាមចូលស្នាក់នៅបានភ្លាមសូមណែនាំឲ្យស្គាល់ច្បាស់ពីគម្រោងបុរី KS Resident ដែលជាលំនៅឋានបែបទំនើបទាន់សម័យនិងមានតម្លៃសមរម្យស័ក្តិសមសម្រាប់មន្ត្រីរាជការបុគ្គលិកអង្គការក្រុមហ៊ុនអាជីវករជាពិសេសលោកអ្នកដែលមានស្រុកកំណើតនៅខេត្តស្វាយរៀងខេត្តព្រៃវែងគៀនស្វាយនិងអ្នកកំពុងមានការងារឬក៏ធ្វើអាជីវកម្មនៅតំបន់ខាងកើតស្ពានច្បារអំពៅឬនៅជិតៗនោះ
And we start it when in difficult time. We started project, let's say like 2 years ago. But before that, we already finished a project. In 2019, we start my first project. We build house for low income, 300 unit plus. We complete the project. Not many company can finish 300 unit plus in 3 years in COVID time. We finish the construction, we sell well, and we succeed in the first project. I think we are one of the few companies that can grow in difficult time. So when the dynamic finish, our speed will be double 3 times from now.
So while your company has done very well, post pandemic as well, do you think the rest of the economy has also recovered?
Based on my experience, we are still not recovered yet, based on session by session. But I think for the food and beverage, they recover well. Everyone know that only food and beverage make good money. Every time you go to anywhere restaurant, you see full people. Tourism step by step, but the real estate they suffer the most than other industry. Everyone know that real estate is very bad, not only for in Cambodia. I check the report when we talk about real estate. We'll see like how is US doing now, how is China doing now, how is Europe doing now, and then we also try to see the Asian. Asian we focus mainly on Thailand and Vietnam because they are the neighbor country to us. We know that real estate development now is very bad in Thailand and Vietnam, also in Cambodia. So it takes time. It will take time for Cambodia real estate to recover. But how long? It's like a car, a bus, or a train. When we talk about real estate development in Thailand, we talk about a country of 70 million. When we talk about the real estate development in Vietnam, we talk about country 100 million. But for Cambodia, only 17 million. So the bus is not very high. The train is very long. So to take time to recover, it will not take long time. Because small country, 70 million people, and the GDP only 33 billion. GDP per capita is like 1,008 or 1,009 only. And the population of Cambodia, the young population of Cambodia is like 70% are under 45 years old. I think what Cambodia need just a good policy. If Cambodia can apply a good policy, and then it will take 1 or 2 years to recover. Real estate here, of course, we are not in good time. Everyone know that real estate Cambodia is not in good time. I also think that it's not good time. But for me, because I'm different from other people, I start from empty hand for almost 20 years in real estate. I know how to survive and make money in this difficult time. But for the macroeconomic or for the major market, very difficult. But what we know, if the government can apply a standard one, we can recover within 2 years. Well, other countries like China, US, Vietnam, and Thailand, I think they take at least 5 years to recover.
So speaking of the future, Prime Minister Hun Sen is hoping that his eldest son Hun Manet will take over. If Hun Manet becomes Prime Minister, what do you hope that he does for businesses and the economy?
First, I would like to say that I am one of the business people in Cambodia support Homeland to be the Prime Minister in the future. Because we are in like similar, we are in the same generation. Cambodia will not compete only with our own people. We need to compete with ASEAN. Cambodia need to compete with Asia and the world. So what we expect for the near future, very soon we don't know, because like I said before, I am a businessman. I am 100% in the business, okay? But we support His Excellency Homeland to be the Prime Minister in the future. 100% support. What I expect from him is like new people, new generation. We can compete to other country in the world. 44 years ago, when the Khmer Rouge finished, most of the strong people die. We don't have enough human resources. But for the last 44 years, the new generation of Cambodia can compete to new generation of Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia or Asia. It's not about fighting, it's about competition. Because now when we talk about country, we talk about economy. Any country in the world now, when we talk about the money. So what we expect the future Prime Minister of Cambodia to do, like, I hope he will bring a new group of qualified young leaders. We hope to have a very good Prime Minister and also new minister and new leader that they can bring all industry into the next level, and then we can compete with Asia. We can compete with Asia and the world, because Cambodia is a country that we need to grow the economy. Young people, they will do better than. Of course, we respect the experience. Experience, they can lead the country to keep the country safety. Peace. Cambodia is a country with peace. We respect them well because they are our senior generation. Okay, but what we expect from the new generation, from the future Prime Minister, Mr. Ismail Homeland, I hope he will use the new blood, the new leader who are qualified to compete not only our own people, but can compete to Thailand, Vietnam, Asia and the world.
Thank you for that. What do you think of, speaking of, looking ahead into the future, one of the things, that His Excellency Humanet will have to do is to sort of balance the relationship with the rest of Asia, right? One of them being China, China being the largest investor into Cambodia. What do you think of Cambodia's relationship with China? Has China's trade and investment been good for the country?
That's a good question. And most of people that talk good or bad about China or Chinese. Some people, they say Chinese not good, China not good. That's what they're talking. But let me tell you, who is the biggest investor developer into US or Europe? You know who made the real estate price in US or Europe or even Singapore grow up? Now Australia, Canada, Singapore, UK, Europe or US, they need money from China. When they talk, they say they don't like Chinese, but they want Chinese come to invest into their country. Why? Remember, when Chinese people, they go out to do business, they use US dollar. Property price in US increase because Chinese, they use US dollar to buy. Property price in Singapore, if without US dollar from China, Singapore cannot grow. Okay, so some countries, they say like Cambodia should not welcome China. I say they talk the correct word for their own benefit. not many countries in the world they want China come to invest into Cambodia. Why? Because they want Chinese money, US money from China invest into their own country. They try to say it's not good for Cambodia to have investor from China because they want Chinese people invest into their country. I am Cambodian. I love my country. What we should do, we need to try the best to get Chinese investor, developer, take money into Cambodia. Because when they come, they use US dollar. And US dollar is everything for not only Cambodia, but also from the world. US also need US dollar. Europe also need US dollar. Why not Cambodia? So the money from China into Cambodia is what we need. And not only we need, all countries in the world, they need money from China. So how you can get money from China based on how close you are with them. If Cambodia can keep the relationship with China and then we grow the relationship, I hope that they will come invest. So when they come invest, they will bring US dollar from China into Cambodia. It will be good for the country. And when good for the country, I think Japan, Korea, Singapore, Malaysia, US also they come to invest here. Because Cambodia is one of the countries in the world that US dollar is everywhere. US dollar can be accepted everywhere in Cambodia. So you are from China or from Japan, Korea, US, Europe, everywhere, come with US dollar, we accept it. Future of economic Cambodia must depend on, of course, main is China. Economy of us depend mostly from China, but also we need to be strong in our own first. We need to have the local business very strong. Because domestic tourism have to be very strong. And then we need money from China, but also from Korea, Japan, Singapore, Malaysia, Europe, and US, and all the countries. We welcome them all to do business in Cambodia.
So my final question for you is that if Hun Manet becomes Prime Minister, what is the one thing, the most urgent thing that you think that he should do?
I think the first thing that he should do, based on my thinking, get the new blood of leader around him. Why? Because he's the new leader. When he becomes the new Prime Minister, he need to get the new minister. People in the same generation, they understand each other well. The previous or the current one, they are in his father generation. Okay? But when he become the Prime Minister, he need the minister and the leader have to be in his generation. So the first thing you have to do, step by step. It's like you try a car. You try a car like speed like 100 or 100 miles per kilometer. If you want to turn left or turn right, you cannot turn right away. You need to turn step by step. The first thing that I expect him to do, he need to turn by step, get the new, young and qualified minister around him and also leader around him so that all together can grow the economy of Cambodia. Because for the politics, we are very safe. For the last 20 years plus, we are very safe in politics. So now we don't need to talk about politics anymore. Because we are already safe in politics. What we need to do? Economy and business. I hope young leader, new generation, we call the new blood, can bring better economic into Cambodia so that we can grow and compete with other countries in the world.